Okay, what I know of Homefront so far, what a joke, um, is just unbelievably silly. So you've got the most complex, the most difficult. I accidentally must randomly pick that to run first. I was just horrified how absolutely crazily difficult it was. Abyssal artifact recovery is complex, counterintuitive. You get random enemies the entire time, like the gamut of what you'd face in an abyssal site. It's all spread out, all different, getting harder and harder and harder and harder and harder until it's just crazy. And you've got a specific things in a specific order, and you could spread out your guys on different things, and you just totally game it. And they do it with people do the meta with MOA's mining is oh, it's just crazily complex, silly, difficult, and difficult to do in an aspect of having fun. You have to game it, and it was just whoa. But it's lucrative. I mean, per site you get 85 million per right per site every 15 minutes, right? If you're going quickly between sites, it's a lot. Um, I was like, wow, this is. I'm sure all of them are just horrible. Then some guy he showed me his routine to do the what was it? The metaliminal mineral Amarr Mining. I got on his Discord streaming thing, watched how he did it. I'm like, gotta be kidding me. Because the first time I tried that, I got hit with jamming, and he's like, "Oh no, it happens so infrequently, but I still need to test it because I have to take everything he said." I'm not naming him because yeah, there's something fishy going on. There's too much misinformation and disinformation in what he says around a kernel of truth, so I just want to test it out, make sure that there's not a lot of jamming at the site. But the one that's super easy has jamming, and it's hilariously easy. It's just what the hell levels of easy. It's the emergency aid holy mission, and it's just what the flying F. So I can swear that there's a guy going around. He created his veteran alts or his ISK generating high sec. I'm sure he's an owlbear. High sec characters a couple of weeks after Habit came out, right? And there's like this guy, right? Then who else? Oh Jesus! Another like these guys are like 1 day old, and they were in there with the meta, the 5 executors. Looks like highs rep, mids cap, lows local repper, and some thermal explosive resist. That's it. And they were 1 day old. They were tanking. They didn't care about being jammed. They were just repping this stupid structure right in front of their noses. One structure. It's nothing complicated. Nothing about the environment other than it was so laggy because CCP made it all cute and stuff with this aesthetics. It was just so stupid. Done in 12 minutes or 15, whatever. Completely done. Time thing. You get 85 million for the whole team. Now, I was there observing, but I had zero sympathy for these people because this guy obviously had 3 other teams, or maybe just 2 other teams, probably 15 people total, probably making $1 billion an hour, easy, 23/7, just grinding this stuff out near Amarr, and it was like, haha, what, right? So it was so funny to watch. It was just like, oh my god, I have no sympathy. I'm so sorry. I'm lowering your income for a whole of 15 minutes, right? Oh my god. So I went and observed too, because it was impossible to find a site without these people just like locusts all over the place. It's like, high sec combat sites. They're all gone because people do them, and you can't find any low sec gas sites because people do them a lot. And there's a whole cottage industry for both of them. So it stands to reason these people are doing cottage industry on this. And you might think, oh, $1 billion an hour it's crazy, but to do that, he would have 3 sets of 5 alts, and that's easy for these people, right? They have the seed money to get into it. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this 1-day-old alt group, obviously just another set from one of these veterans doing this stuff. They're just making ISK hand over fist. And you think, whoa, that sucks. As a single player, I could never do that. Well, actually, as a single player, you can make the equivalent. But remember, there's 15 alts. It scales very well, right? Whereas if you're running Abyssals, it really wouldn't. Now, you're a solo player, you're an alpha, you can do agitated agitated is tier 1? Tier 1 Abyssal and make 86 or 68, I forget, million an hour, equivalent to what these guys are doing right now. Have more fun doing it, and realize that these people are just gaming the system. They're obviously working. I mean, in order to imagine trying to control 15 alts, right? That's probably 3 computers, 5 alts each. I don't know. Maybe they're doing, right? I don't know. Maybe they had 2 computers. It is just deranged, but that's where they're at. Yay for them. Okay, but to me, that's sweatshop labor. Great, you're doing it's 23/7. Good for you. You're making $1 billion an hour. Good for you. What is that like, right? I mean, what is that truly sweatshop labor? I mean, billion. Let's have some fun. Let's look at what they're actually working for, because it's work at that point, isn't it? It's sad. So divided by 5 million. So that's 200 plex. You're making 200 plex per hour. And how much is plex worth? Biplex. Yeah, so you're making 12 US, less than 12 US per hour. Congratulations. You're making minimum wage in the States. Okay. All right. There you go. That's not bad. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so they're doing great. But I would not want to be in their shoes. You know, I mean, that'd be the same like kind of grind. Somebody refreshing their PI, right? Their planetary industrial stuff every single day. I haven't done this for probably a year. But yeah, me, when I do PI, I do it for the maximum 14 days. I sit back and relax. This is a mini game. I was self-sufficient for making field blocks, and it was fun to be self-sufficient. This wasn't fun. It was fun to make tutorials and stuff and be efficient and make a really cool, simple, laid-back planetary energy thing. But some people do this daily and have the minimum. Right? What is the minimum? I have no idea. Well, like, how crazy can you make it? And these people brag about making so much ISK, doing crazy stuff with their planetary action stuff, and it's like, oh my god. You know, that's not the spaceship sci-fi simulator I signed up to play, right? God, I hope they don't do it for an hour. Ugh. Oh, gross. I hope not. Oh, it takes me an hour and a half to do 18 characters on 6 accounts. I think. Pretty sure. So, yeah, just to hit reset, like go through it all, get both of my extractors up going and all that stuff, and get it going. And every 3 months, I'll go by and grab the output. Yay, whoop-de-doo, kind of fun. I'm self-sufficient, and that's all I needed to run like 8 frickin' upwells in high sec easily. I mean, fueling that kind of thing was just a piece of cake. So yeah, there are people who do crazy, like, play the market like every day. You're just fighting with others to get that 0.1-isk advantage to get your stuff sold. And it's like, oh my god, playing with buy and sell orders, and ugh. Yeah, I mean, right, I guess some people enjoy that, but they're so angry and so angsty. Like, they're high sec ice miners. They're just nasty, and that's why I like low sec, because these people are just so, must be so much frustration. Like, you just don't know how to handle people. They don't know how to handle anything. They're even angry at their computer. They're probably the rage monsters we all imagine them to be, and it's like, oh my god. But whatever. I mean, that's the them problem, not me problem. But yeah, I've got a horrible feeling that some of them might be easily doable, like the Holy Aid, and some of them might be as complicated as the Abyssal recovery, but people are grinding them out, and it's like Locust City. Like, I could not find one that saved my life to go there and, politely avoid people doing it, so, I don't mess with their chosen career, and, kind of sightseeing, but at the same time, I'm like, this is impossible. I'm just going to go in here and practice testing it out. If I get attacked, am I going to get jammed? Yada. But I wasn't. And it was just ridiculous how they were doing it. I'm like, oh my god, this is so cheesy. How easy is that? And compared to other things, it's like, it makes no sense. Well, of course, CCP, right? So, yeah, I'll eventually try all of them. It's very frustrating to do. The amount of angst you get from the Locusts is just unbelievable. They treat everybody else as bots, but and like the guy who called me a bot was like, I'm reporting a bot, and it's like he was. Look at his names, and he was created 2 weeks after the. Okay, it's like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, great wise person. I'm totally a bot. Oh, I laughed for a good hour. It was so funny. Anyways, so yeah, I'll get that done eventually. The income is great. I mean, as a single player, I'm doing this, man hours. 1 man hour for doing Holy Aid is 86. It's the equivalent of doing a tier 1 Abyssal. So that's a good comparison. It's like, hey, it's not crazy money. Joining up with a fleet and joining with friends to run these and compete with these freaking Locusts, it's not as dependable as doing your own Abyssal. So if you like doing Abyssal, stick with Abyssal. It's a great moneymaker. Don't bother going into the low-sec gas huffing, the high-sec combat anomalies, or the Homefront, because the Locusts are just, it's just insane, right? It scales well for the Locusts, right? So, right, it's like high-sec ice mining, the Locusts that descend on belts. It's so funny. It's also so sad, right? Because it's like, right? Oh, geez. And it's also sad how hostile and aggressive and angsty these incels are. It's just like, okay, I'm a bot, you're an incel. That's partwise. Never the twain shall meet. Nice to know you, Mr. Incel. I'll go off and bot somewhere else. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. The equivalent of agitated Abyssal on your income. If you like, I would tell a noob, you will learn more about the game. You will learn more about PvP. You will learn more about everything the game has to offer is a PvP combat, everything sense by running Abyssals compared to the ridiculous insanity that is not only the Locusts who are doing, like the ISEC and all that stuff, how highly contested it is, but the niche, ridiculously stupid, gimmicky stuff that CPP is coded for the Homefront. It's like they like to gamify EVE Online. Like, it's not a game already. It's like they have to gamify it. It's like, what are you doing making it Mickey Mouse? It's already Mickey Mouse, but at least it works for us. Why are you forcing us into this, like, straight-jacketed, immersive? Like, when they mean immersive, they mean they're going to tie you down in a straitjacket and make you enjoy their scripted little scenario, and that's immersion to them. And it's like, wait, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So, bottom line, go to Abyssal. You'll have way more fun. You'll learn way more stuff. It's not for noobs. It's for a bunch of whacked out incels running 15 accounts at once, doing 3 teams, running amok, and draining everything 23/7 is just back away from the crazy people. But yeah, I'll do them all and figure out which ones is, because, you know, I mean, you'd like to do them. They're good income. I mean, you get 85 million for 12 minutes work. Sure, why not? So you see one locally, you have the fits that are recommended nearby, pop into them, go check it out. I overthought my fits because I was having fun. I was like, hey, let's try to make the Augur a decent ship that'll deal with being jammed and have a plate and be able to practice Logi and get the old dust brushed off the Logi skills, and that would be fun, right? But it's way overthinking it. It's for some things, and like others it's not. So I'll figure that out. I'll let you guys know which are the easy ones to do, ridiculously easy ones to do, and which ones you just avoid because they're just way too silly and counterintuitive. So there you go.